Taiwan says 28 Chinese warplanes, including fighter jets and nuclear-capable bombers, crossed into its airspace.
It is holding drills, preparing its citizens for a possible Chinese attack.
Is Taiwan the next Flashpoint for World War III? France Macron to be blamed? Welcome to our geopolitical analysis of the recent developments between China, Taiwan, and the Western powers. This is a matter of concern to everyone since it raises the question of whether Taiwan is the next flashpoint for World War III, and if French President Emmanuel Macron should be blamed for it. This video will dive into the background of this issue and outline the implications and consequences of the current situation. But before that, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. In 1972, U.S. President Richard Nixon began the process of post-war economic integration with China, which severely compromised Taiwan's right to an independent sovereign future. Nixon's recognition of Beijing as China's legitimate authority and, therefore, its claims over Taiwan, opened Pandora's box, and if the more alarmist predictions are to be believed, very possibly sowed the seeds of World War III. Today, Taiwan is sandwiched between the vying Chinese and U.S. interests and is the most visible proxy for this ever more dangerous standoff. As a result of Nixon's maneuverings, Taiwan has no standing as a recognized sovereign state, let alone one that presumptuously still claims jurisdiction over all China. Recently, there have been talks about China invading Taiwan, and it is not clear whether the U.S. could legally come to Taiwan's aid. In international law, Taipei's position would be more akin to that of Chechnya, almost indisputably part of Russia, than that of Ukraine. This has created a potentially deadly flashpoint that could be as dangerous today as the Balkans were in the run-up to World War I. The situation has been compounded by French President Emmanuel Macron's recent positioning on China, the great risk Europe faces. The French president said on a flight back from a state visit to Beijing is that it gets caught up in crises that are not ours, which prevents it from building its strategic autonomy. Macron seemed to be giving the green light to whatever China wants to do in the East. His remarks have been widely interpreted as an attempt to sweet-talk China into brokering a peace deal in Ukraine. Possibly he's right in believing that Chinese involvement is ultimately the only way of delivering the desired peace settlement. Morally and geopolitically, surrendering Taiwan as a quid pro quo, nevertheless, seems a very high price to pay. There could also be an ulterior motive behind Macron's positioning. Recently, Bernard Arnault's sprawling luxury goods empire, Liv, became the first European company to achieve a $500 billion valuation and thereby enter the hallowed ranks of the top 10 companies worldwide by market capitalization. The latest surge in the share price has been driven largely by success in Chinese markets, where demand for luxury goods has surged since China abandoned its zero-COVID policies. If you want to know why Macron is schmoozing Xi Jinping, there could be your answer. The economic interest has trumped the security concern. Europe's economic interest in China ensures an ambivalence to Chinese ambition and causes it to shrink from outright confrontation. Unfortunately, Beijing doesn't appear minded to return the favor. Its ambassador to Paris, Liu She, this week outrageously took it on himself to question the sovereign status of the former Soviet Baltic states of Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania, prompting even the Caesarales, CE, to recoil in horror. It is as if Macron's green light on Taiwan has also legitimized renewed Russian interest in taking back Eastern Europe. Give autocracy an inch and it will take a mile. To see the dangers, just answer this question. What would Europe do if China actually went ahead with its threat to take Taiwan by force? Is it really credible that everyone would then just stand back and say none of our concern? The answer is, of course, no. China's aggressive actions towards Taiwan could lead to a significant geopolitical crisis, potentially sparking a military conflict with the United States, which has a mutual defense agreement with Taiwan. This scenario would have serious consequences for global trade. With Taiwan being a crucial hub for high-tech manufacturing and a major exporter of electronics. A military conflict in the Taiwan Strait would also raise the specter of Chinese expansionism and trigger concerns among other neighboring countries, such as Japan and South Korea. Furthermore, the situation in Taiwan is just one example of how global geopolitics is becoming increasingly complex and interconnected. As major powers such as China, Russia, and the United States jockey for influence, smaller countries are often caught in the middle, forced to navigate shifting alliances and geopolitical pressures. It is in this context that Macron's statement on Taiwan takes on greater significance. By signaling France's willingness to support Taiwan, Macron has challenged China's claims to regional dominance and bolstered the island's position in the face of growing Chinese aggression. However, this move could also provoke a response from China, which is unlikely to take kindly to any perceived threats to its territorial integrity. In the end, the situation in Taiwan highlights the need for a more nuanced and sophisticated approach to international relations, one that takes into account the complex web of alliances and interests that define our global landscape. As Macron's statement shows, even seemingly minor actions can have far-reaching consequences, and it is up to leaders to navigate these challenges with prudence and foresight. If China were to take Taiwan by force, it would likely provoke a significant response from the international community. Many countries, particularly those with close ties to Taiwan or concerns about China's expanding influence, would likely condemn China's actions and impose economic sanctions or other forms of pressure. However, there is also a risk that some countries may choose not to take action, either due to political or economic considerations or a desire to maintain good relations with China. This could lead to a situation where China's aggression towards Taiwan goes unchecked, emboldening it to take further aggressive actions in the region. Ultimately, the situation with Taiwan highlights the need for countries to work together to promote stability, security, and respect for international law. By working together, countries can help prevent conflicts and protect the interests of all nations, regardless of their size or political system. What do you think about the potential risks of granting recognition to Taiwan and how it could impact relationships between major world powers? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more geopolitical content like this. Thanks for watching, and we look to see you in the comment and future videos.